Hi everyone, welcome back to Bible in a Year. My name is Natalie and today we're on day 188. I am so happy that you're here today and I hope your day is going great. We're going to be reading out of Joshua chapter 15, Jeremiah chapter 6, 2Corinthians chapter 11, but only verses 1 through 15 today. And then we're going to close out the day with Psalm chapter 104, verses 19 through 26. So just as a little heads up, I am pre-recording and this will be my third time around trying to get through Joshua chapter 15. There are a lot of names, a lot of geography. I'm having a little difficulty with my pronunciations, so I apologize if I am mispronouncing any of the geographical sites and the names with the children of Israel. I sincerely apologize. So Joshua chapter 15. Let's give it a go again. All right. So the lot for the tribe of the children of Judah, according to their families, was to the border of Edom, even to the wilderness of Zin southward, at the uttermost part of the south. Their south border was from the uttermost part of the Salt Sea, from the bay that looked southward, and it went southward of the ascent of Akrabim, and passed along to Zin, and went up by the south of Kadesh Barnea, and passed along by Hezron, went up to Adar, and turned toward Karka, and it was passed along to Amazon, went out at the brook of Egypt, and the border ended at the sea. This shall be your south border. The east border was the Salt Sea, even to the end of the Jordan. The border of the north quarter was from the bay of the sea at the end of the Jordan. And the border went up to Beth Hoglah and passed along by the north of Beth Arabah. And the border went up to the stone of Bohan, the son of Reuben. The border went up to Debir from the valley of Achor, and so northward, looking toward Gilgal, that faces the ascent of Adumim, which is on the south side of the river. The border passed along to the waters of En Shemesh, and ended at En Regel. The border went up the valley of the son of Hinnom to the side of the Jebusite, also called Jerusalem, southward, and the border went up to the top of the mountain that lies before the valley of Hinnom westward, which is at the farthest part of the valley of Rephaim northward. The border extended from the top of the mountain to the spring of the waters of Nephtoah, and went out to the cities of Mount Ephron, and the border extended to Baalah, also called Kiriath Jearim. And the border turned about from Baalah westward to Mount Seir, and passed along the side of Mount Jearim, also called Chesalon, on the north, and went down to Beth Shemesh, and passed along by Timnah. And the border went out to the side of Ekron northward, and the border extended to Shikharan, and passed along Mount Baalah, and went out at Jabneel, and the goings out of the border were at the sea. The west border was to the shore of the great sea. This is the border of the children of Judah, according to their families. He gave to Caleb the son of Jephunneh a portion among the children of Judah, according to the commandment of Yahweh to Joshua, even Kiriath Arba, named after the father of Anak, also called Hebron. Caleb drove out the three sons of Anak, Shashai and Ahiman and Talmai, the children of Anak. He went up against the inhabitants of Debir. Now the name of Debir before was Kiriath Sepher. Caleb said, "He who strikes Kiriath Sepher and takes it, to him I will give Exah, my daughter, as wife. Othniel, the son of Kenaz, the brother of Caleb, took it, and he gave him Exah, his daughter, as wife. When she came, she had him ask her father for a field. She got off her donkey, and Caleb said, "What do you want?" She said, "Give me a blessing, because you have set me in the land of the south. Give me also springs of water." So he gave her the upper springs and the lower springs. This is the inheritance of the tribe of the children of Judah according to their families. The farthest cities of the tribe of the children of Judah toward the border of Edom in the south were Kabzeel, Eder, Jagur, Kenah, Dimona, Adada, Kadesh, Hazor, Ithnan, Ziph, Telem, Bilath, Hazor Hadattah, Kerioth Hezron, also called Hazor, Amam, Shema, Maladah, Hazar Gadah, Heshman, Beth Pelet, Hazar Shual, Beersheba, Biziothaiah, Bala, Aim, Ezem, Eltolad, Shazil, Hormah, Ziklag, Madmana, Sansana, Labath, Shilhim, Ain, and Rimmon. All the cities are 29 with their villages. In the lowland, Eshtaol, Zorah, Ashna, Zanoah, En-Ganim, Tappuah, Enam, Jarmuth, Adullam, Soko, Azekah, Sharam, Aditham, and Gederah, or Gederathim, 14 cities with their villages. Zenon, Hadashah, Migdal, Gad, Dilin, Mizpah, Joktheel, Lachish, Bazkath, Eglon, Kaban, Lamam, Chitlish, Gedarth, Beth Dagon, Nama, and Mekkedah, 16 cities with their villages. My goodness. Libnah, Ether, Eshan, Iftah, Ashna, Nezib, Keilah, Akzib, and Mareshah, 9 cities with their villages. Ekron, with its towns and its villages, from Ekron even to the sea, all that were by the side of Ashdod, with their villages. Ashdod, its towns and its villages. Gaza, its towns and villages, to the brook of Egypt, and the great sea with its coastline. In the hill country, Shamir, Jatir, Soko, Dana, Kiriath Sanah, which is Debir, Anab, Eshtemoa, Enim, Goshen, Holon, and Gilo, 11 cities with their villages. Arab, Duma, Eshan, Janim, Beth Tappuah, Aphekah, Hamta, Kiriath Arba, also called Hebron, and Zior, 9 cities with their villages. Meon, Carmel, Ziph, Juttah, Jezreel, Jokadim, Zanoah, Cain, Gibeah, and Timnah, 10 cities with their villages. Halhol, Bethzor, Gedor, Merath, Bethanoth, and Eltekon, 6 cities with their villages. Kiriath Baal, also called Kiriath Jearim, and Rabbah, 2 cities with their villages. In the wilderness, Beth Arabah, Middin, Sekakah, Nibsan, the city of salt, and En-Gedi, 6 cities with their villages. As for the Jebusites, the inhabitants of Jerusalem, the children of Judah couldn't drive them out, but the Jebusites live with the children of Judah at Jerusalem to this day. So what is the reason? What is the reason that we spend time reading Joshua chapter 15? Why do we bother? I certainly can't pronounce it very well. I even feel a little after attempting to read it. The reason that we do settle in, buckle up, and give it a great attempt is because these names do resurface in different chapters of the Bible. And so when we get to those chapters in the Bible, we know their history. And they were fantastic at documentation and, listing exactly where the borders were, exactly where the divisions were, exactly who got what, which family got what. It's all recorded here in history. So that's why we read that chapter. Thanks for hanging in there. Let's move into Jeremiah chapter 6. Let's see if there's something nicer to read. Flee for safety, you children of Benjamin, out of the middle of Jerusalem. Blow the trumpet in Tekoa and raise up a signal on Beth Hekkorim, for evil looks out from the north with a great destruction. I will cut off the beautiful and delicate one, the daughter of Zion. Shepherds with their flocks will come to her. They will pitch their tents against her all around, and they will feed everyone in his place. Prepare war against her. Arise, let's go up at noon. Woe to us, for the day declines, for the shadows of the evening are stretched out. Arise, let's go up by night, and let's destroy her palaces. For Yahweh of armies said, cut down trees and cast up a mound against Jerusalem. This is the city to be visited. She is filled with oppression within herself. As a well produces its waters, so she produces her wickedness. Violence and destruction is heard in her. Sickness and wounds are continually before me. Be instructed, Jerusalem, lest my soul be alienated from you, lest I make you a desolation, an uninhabitable land. Yahweh of armies says, they will thoroughly glean the remnant of Israel like a vine. Turn against your hand as a grape gatherer into the baskets. To whom should I speak and testify that they may hear? Behold, their ear is uncircumcised, and they can't listen. Behold, Yahweh's word has become a reproach to them, and they have no delight in it. Therefore, I am full of Yahweh's wrath. I am weary with holding it in. Pour it out on the children in the street and on the assembly of young men together. For even the husband with the wife will be taken, the aged with him who is full of days. Their houses will be turned to others, their fields and their wives together. For I will stretch out my hand on the inhabitants of the land, says Yahweh. For from their least even to their greatest, everyone is given to covetousness. From the prophet even to the priest, everyone deals falsely. They have healed also the hurt of my people superficially, saying, Peace, peace, when there is no peace. Were they ashamed when they had committed abomination? No, they were not at all ashamed, neither could they blush. Therefore, they will fall among those who fall. When I visit them, they will be cast down, says Yahweh. Yahweh says, Stand in the ways and see, and ask for the old paths. Where is the good way? And walk in it, and you will find rest for your souls. But they said, We will not walk in it. I set watchmen over you, saying, Listen to the sound of the trumpet. But they said, We will not listen. Therefore, hear you nations, and know, congregation, what is among them. Hear earth, behold, I will bring evil on this people, even the fruit of their thoughts, because they have not listened to my words. And as for my law, they have rejected it. To what purpose does frankincense from Sheba come to me, and the sweet cane from a far country? Your burnt offerings are not acceptable, and your sacrifices are not pleasing to me. Therefore Yahweh says, Behold, I will lay stumbling blocks before this people. The fathers and the sons together will stumble against them. The neighbor and his friend will perish. Yahweh says, Behold, a people comes from the north country. A great nation will be stirred up from the uttermost parts of the earth. They take hold of a bow and spear. They are cruel and have no mercy. Their voice roars like the sea, and they ride on horses, everyone set in array, as a man to the battle against you, daughter of Zion. We have heard its report. Our hands become feeble. Anguish has taken hold of us, and pains as of a woman in labor. Don't go out into the field or walk by the way, for the sword of the enemy and terror are on every side. Daughter of my people, clothe yourself with sackcloth and wallow in ashes. Mourn as for an only son, most bitter lamentation, for the destroyer will suddenly come on us. I have made you a tester of metals and a fortress among my people, that you may know and try their way. They are all grievous rebels, going around to slander. They are bronze and iron. All of them deal corruptly. Their bellows blow fiercely. The lead is consumed in the fire. In vain they go on refining, for the wicked are not plucked away. Men will call them rejected silver, because Yahweh has rejected them. All right. I have thoughts, but I'm going to leave you to your thoughts and think about those words. 2 Corinthians chapter 11, verses 1 through 15. Let's see what Paul has to say. I wish that you would bear with me a little foolishness, but indeed you do bear with me. For I am jealous over you with godly jealousy. For I promised you in marriage to one husband, that I might present you as a pure virgin to Christ. But I am afraid that somehow, as the serpent deceived Eve in this craftiness, so your minds might be corrupted from the simplicity that is in Christ. For if he who comes preaches another Jesus, whom we didn't preach, or if you receive a different spirit which you didn't receive, or a different good news which you didn't accept, you put up with that as well enough. For I reckon that I am not at all behind the very best apostles, but though I am unskilled in speech, yet I am not unskilled in knowledge. No, in every way we have been revealed to you in all things. Or did I commit a sin in humbling myself that you might be exalted because I preached to you God's good news free of charge? I robbed other assemblies, taking wages from them that I might serve you. When I was present with you and was in need, I wasn't a burden on anyone. For the brothers, when they came from Macedonia, supplied the measure of my need. In everything I kept myself from being burdensome to you, and I will continue to do so. As the truth of Christ is in me, no one will stop me from this boasting in the regions of Achaia. Why? Because I don't love you? God knows. But what I do, that I will continue to do, that I may cut off opportunity from those who desire an opportunity, that in which they boast, they may be recognized just like us. For such men are false apostles, deceitful workers, masquerading as Christ's apostles. And no wonder, for even Satan masquerades as an angel of light. It is no great thing, therefore, if his servants are also masquerade as servants of righteousness, whose end will be according to their works. Right there. Even Satan masquerades as an angel of light. Psalm chapter 104, verses 19 through 26. If I can find it. There it is. Oh my goodness. Sorry about that. All right. He appointed the moon for seasons, and the sun knows when to set. You make darkness, and it is night, in which all the animals of the forest prowl. The young lions roar after their prey and seek their food from God. The sun rises, and they steal away and lie down in their dens. Man goes out to his work, to his labor until the evening. Yahweh, how many are your works? In wisdom you have made them all. The earth is full of your riches. There is the sea, great and wide, in which are innumerable living things, both small and large animals. There the ships go, and Leviathan, whom you formed to play there. Yeah. This was all very current. Our 2 Corinthians today. I have an idea where people are who watch. I know I have a lot of friends in India, which is very exciting. There's a whole long story why my heart is for India. And then I do have many from the United States. And then I do believe I have many using a VPN because they're not showing up. But I will just say, I know from experience here in the United States that there are a lot of people coming out with Christianity and religious beliefs. And Paul cautions us to really be aware of what we hear and who we're listening to. We need to be, we need to be followers of Jesus Christ. And when there is a ministry or, or a belief crossing my path, I need to listen and pay attention. But then I also need to put it up against, what did Jesus say? What did Jesus preach? And if what is coming across my path is not of love, if it is not of empathy, if it is not of compassion, if it is not welcoming, I have to second guess. And, I'm kind of a wimp. I don't really argue the point well. I might state my position, but I would say 99.9% of the time, I am absolutely chopped down within 3 seconds. I don't do very well arguing, but I do know what Jesus says. And we just read all about it in Matthew. So, anyway, that was Paul's cautionary tale, or cautionary words. And then just to read in Psalms, how God is in control of everything. He's in control of everything. At night while we're all sleeping, the lions are searching for their food, and God provides. And then the sun rises, and we go to work, and God provides. There's such a much bigger picture out there than our hyper-focused world that we live in. So, thank you for stopping by today, everybody. Please come on back for tomorrow, which will be day 189. Have a fantastic day, and I will see you tomorrow.